Hi everyone, welcome to English Talks, and today's episode is about something we encounter daily but may not think much about: cultural differences in communication. Have you ever felt misunderstood while talking to someone from a different cultural background? Maybe their tone, gestures, or way of expressing things seemed unusual to you. This is because communication styles are deeply shaped by culture. In this episode, we'll explore how these differences manifest and how you can navigate them effectively. Verbal communication. Let's start with verbal communication. The way people express their thoughts differs greatly between cultures. In Western cultures, direct communication is highly valued. People often speak clearly and get straight to the point. For example, in the US, phrases like "let's cut to the chase" reflect this preference for efficiency. In contrast, Asian cultures tend to prioritize indirect communication. People might avoid saying no directly or soften their language to maintain harmony. Neither style is better or worse, they simply reflect different cultural priorities. Direct communication often emphasizes clarity, while indirect communication values relationships and respect. Nonverbal communication isn't just about words. Nonverbal cues like gestures, facial expressions, and tone of voice can often carry more meaning than what's said. Here are a few examples. Gestures. A thumbs up means approval in most Western countries but can be offensive in some parts of the Middle East. Eye contact. In countries like the US or Germany, maintaining eye contact is a sign of confidence. However, in Japan or South Korea, avoiding prolonged eye contact shows respect, especially when speaking to someone in authority. Personal space. In Latin American cultures, people are comfortable standing closer during conversations, while in Scandinavian countries, maintaining more personal space is preferred. Understanding these cues is essential for avoiding unintended offenses and building stronger connections. High context vs. low context cultures. Another key difference lies in high context and low context communication. High context cultures like Japan, China, or Brazil rely heavily on nonverbal cues and shared knowledge. What isn't said is often as important as what is said. For example, silence can carry meaning. In Japan, it might signal agreement or thoughtfulness, depending on the situation. Low context cultures like the US, Germany, or Australia prefer explicit communication. They value detailed explanations and clear instructions. When these two styles interact, misunderstandings can happen. A low context communicator might find high context communication vague, while someone from a high context culture might see the low context style as overly blunt. Challenges and misunderstandings. Cross-cultural communication can sometimes feel tricky. Here are some common challenges. 1. Politeness levels. In cultures like Japan, politeness is expressed through honorifics and indirect speech. In contrast, Western cultures often equate politeness with honesty and transparency. 2. Sense of time. Cultures also differ in how they perceive punctuality. In Germany or Switzerland, being on time is crucial, while in countries like Brazil or India, time is seen as more flexible. 3. Humor. Humor is another area where cultural differences shine. What's funny in one culture might be confusing or even offensive in another, especially when jokes rely on wordplay or cultural references. Tips for effective cross-cultural communication. So, how can you navigate these differences and communicate effectively? Here are some practical tips. 1. Learn about the culture. Spend some time understanding the values and norms of the culture you're engaging with. 2. Be respectful and open. Approach conversations with curiosity and an open mind. Even if you make a mistake, your willingness to learn will be appreciated. 3. Observe nonverbal cues. Pay close attention to gestures, tone, and body language. They often convey important messages. 4. Ask when unsure. If you're confused about something, ask politely. Most people are happy to explain their cultural norms. 5. Be patient. Misunderstandings can happen, but patience and adaptability will go a long way. In today's interconnected world, understanding cultural differences in communication is more important than ever. By learning to adapt and embrace these differences, we can build stronger relationships and avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. Thank you for tuning into English Talks. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. See you next time, and remember, every conversation is an opportunity to learn something new.